What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about a pretty big and exciting month for PlayStation Plus members. Now, they've honestly, I think, hit home runs in several of the last couple months. I feel like every month I go on Twitter and say, oh my God, is this one of the best months they've had in some recent time? And I just feel like I've done that like 3, 4, 5 times in the recent months. Now, this one is, I would say, largely incredible, and we're going to kind of start at the top and work our way down. It continues to kind of illustrate the classics collection is just not getting enough support. That's just one thing I'd like to throw out there, right? I mean, I'm always gonna have a biasness, and they clearly prioritize Sly Cooper. I love them forever for doing it. It was such a great move, and I think hopefully a sign of things to come. But largely outside of Sly and like Medieval and doing like Jack and Daxter and stuff, they have been rather slow when it comes to the PS collection, like the older stuff, okay? Reviving the classics. So that is the one thing that I would say they still haven't really hit any sort of stride on. But in terms of like at the top, this is what they've, I think, been doing the last couple months, is those top 2 or 3 games are incredibly solid. So let's just kind of run through the list. So firstly, you have Hogwarts Legacy, and I mean, like it or hate it, or think it's an okay game, great game, good game, this is one of the biggest games of this generation, right? Of the last 5, 6 years. This is a game that sold unreal numbers, and so again, really regardless of the quality, to get a game of this size. Now, yes, a lot of people have already played it. A lot of people already bought it. So I don't know who the demographic or what demographic there is that's left that has not done it, but I'm sure it's some, right? There's definitely some people out there that have PS Plus that don't have Hogwarts. So in terms of size, I don't actually know if they've had, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, they've had big games. They've had impactful games. They've had really, really good games. In fact, we're going to talk about a few more that they're going to have, this month. But in terms of just like flat out size, I mean, only like the GTAs and Red Deads and some of the bigger Call of Duties of the world, only like the 20 plus million seller club can really compare to Hogwarts Legacy. So in terms of size, this is one of the biggest games I think they've ever had on the system. Next up is this game called Blueprints. Now, I think this is going to sell it to me. I've seen a lot of reviews that have called this game of the year. I've seen things that it's like this year's Balatro, where it's like, this kind of like indie, just smash hit that kind of comes out of nowhere. I don't want to miss out on it. I experienced Balatro or Balatro, however you say. I experienced that actually through YouTube, through other people playing it, and it looks phenomenal. And I saw it when it first came out, but I just never got to really jump in myself. This Blueprints, again, similar kind of vibes. This is Game of the Year. This is, I think it's the highest rated game of 2025. And I mean, Split Fiction and Kingdom Come, we've had some pretty high games this year. So this is on PS Plus. It's day 1. I believe it comes out tomorrow, and it'll be on PS Plus tomorrow. I think this is going to get me to do it, because I was already kind of considering like writing it down and coming back to this game, later. But I feel like I kind of have to jump on the bandwagon right away. And then this next one, we had expected it, right? Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Tape 2. We already got Tape 1. We expected, in fact, we knew, and I think they flat out said that you're going to get Tapes 1 and 2 on PS Plus. Not really the biggest name, but definitely, Don't Nod. And the name itself, I think, kind of sells it. Plus, Tape 1, I think, was pretty okay. I've done reviews. I've talked about all that jazz. But this is a pretty big one, and I think helps kind of pad the month. And then, you got EA Sports, PGA Tour, Battlefield 1. I mean, that's a pretty big one. Actually, that's kind of a huge one. And then Played Up, and then you have PS Premium being Alone in the Dark 2 and War of the Monsters. Again, I mean, like, and I've never played either of those games. Alone in the Dark, obviously, classic horror franchise. So, getting the second game, I guess, is cool. Just lacking. I mean, I really wanted to see more. And not that I had any specific ones in mind, but more than like 1 or 2 a month, I would highly prefer. But still, I would say really good month. Like definitely top heavy. And again, like Hogwarts, I think is just the size of that alone kind of carries the whole month, regardless of anything that comes after it. But definitely good. And I think they've done a really good job, honestly, over the last couple months of having some just really solid lineups there. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.